On this episode of Flyby History, we visit a city that helped develop the United States, experienced one of the worst floods in American history, is home to the second oldest zoo in the country, and was home to the first Major League Baseball team. That's right, up next we're visiting Cincinnati, Ohio. The settlement of Cincinnati was a significant event in the westward expansion of the United States. In the late 1700s, the region that is now Ohio was part of the Northwest Territory, a vast expanse of land that had been ceded by Great Britain to the United States after the American Revolution. The Northwest Territory was seen as a promising frontier to settlement, and many pioneers were eager to make their mark in the region. One of these pioneers was John Cleves Symmes, a veteran of the Revolutionary War who had been appointed as a judge in the Northwest Territory. In 1787, Symmes purchased a large tract of land in the region from the federal government with the intention of establishing a settlement. He named the land the Miami Purchase, after the Native American tribe that lived in the area. Symmes recruited a group of settlers to join him in the venture, and in November 1788, they arrived at the site of what would become Cincinnati. The settlement was located on the north bank of the Ohio River, which was a major transportation route for goods and people at the time. The settlers began clearing the land and building homes, and over time, more people joined them. Life in early Cincinnati, though, was not easy. The settlement was surrounded by dense forests and swamps, and the pioneers had to contend with harsh winters, disease, and conflicts with Native American tribes who were upset that they were living on their land. Nevertheless, the settlers persevered, and Cincinnati grew steadily over the years. Cincinnati was emerging as a major center for trade and commerce in the Midwest. Its location on the Ohio River made it an ideal hub for shipping goods to and from other cities in the region, and the city's entrepreneurs and merchants were quick to capitalize on this advantage. Cincinnati became known for its pork packing industry, which supplied cured meat products to cities all over the country, and for its thriving markets, which sold goods ranging from produce to textiles to hardware. As Cincinnati grew in wealth and influence, it began to take on the trappings of a major city. Elegant mansions and public buildings were constructed, and the city's cultural life flourished. Cincinnati was home to one of the country's most influential newspapers, and it boasted a vibrant literary scene that included such notable writers as Harriet Beecher Stowe and Mark Twain. The Cincinnati Observatory is a historic observatory located in the Mount Lookout neighborhood of Cincinnati, Ohio. Founded in 1842, it is one of the oldest professional observatories in the United States and has played an important role in the development of astronomy and space science. Over the years, the observatory has been home to a number of important astronomical instruments and discoveries. In 1861, for example, it played a key role in observing the transit of Venus, which helped scientists to measure the distance between Earth and Sun. It was also involved in early efforts to photograph the moon and other celestial objects. Today, the Cincinnati Observatory is a popular destination for astronomy enthusiasts and visitors to the city. It offers a variety of programs and events, including public stargazing sessions and educational programs for schools and community groups. The observatory also houses an extensive collection of historical astronomical instruments, including a 19th century refracting telescope and a 20-inch Elvin Clark & Sons refractor, which is still in use today. One of Cincinnati's most iconic landmarks is the Roebling Suspension Bridge, which spans the Ohio River and connects the city to neighboring Covington, Kentucky. The bridge was designed by John Roebling, who, you guessed it, went on to build the Brooklyn Bridge. When it opened in 1867, the Roebling Bridge was the longest suspension bridge in the world. Cincinnati has a rich sports history, and one of its proudest moments came in 1869, when the Cincinnati Red Stockings became the first professional baseball team in the United States. The team went undefeated that season, cementing Cincinnati's place in the history of American sports. One of Cincinnati's most beloved institutions is the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. Construction started in 1873 and it opened its gates in 1875. This makes the zoo the second oldest zoo in the United States. The zoo's original animal collection was very small, originally consisting of just 8 monkeys, 2 grizzly bears, 3 deer, 6 raccoons, 2 elk, a buffalo, a hyena, a tiger, an alligator, a circus elephant, and over 400 birds, including a talking crow. Today, the zoo is now home to over 500 animal species and is a leader in wildlife conservation and education. Cincinnati has faced its share of challenges over the years, including the devastating Great Flood of 1937. The Ohio River overflowed its banks, causing widespread damage and loss of life. The flood went from West Virginia to Cairo, Illinois. This left almost 1 million people homeless and an estimated 350 people dead. Now, how could we talk about Cincinnati without mentioning the Cincinnati Bengals, who were founded in 1966 as a member of the American Football League and joined the National Football League as part of the AFL-NFL merger in 1970. The team's early years were marked by struggles, with the Bengals failing to make the playoffs until 1970. However, they quickly established themselves as a force to be reckoned with, making the playoffs 7 times in the 1980s and advancing to the Super Bowl twice in those times. Despite some ups and downs, the Bengals remain a beloved part of Cincinnati's sports scene with a passionate fan base and a storied history. Today, they continue to compete in the NFL, striving for that elusive championship title. Cincinnati has a rich cultural heritage, with many neighborhoods that reflect the city's diverse history. The well-preserved 19th century buildings pepper this historic neighborhood known as Over-The-Rhine. A one-time working-class German neighborhood, now home to craft breweries, hip gastropubs, and trendy bars. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Flyby History. If you happen to think of some things that I missed on the history of Cincinnati, don't be afraid to comment down below, because we like comments. And also hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Maybe even hit the alert button? No? Okay. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're looking to expand the channel and do some more things as we grow. But right now, we're really enjoying what we're doing. And we hope to see you on the next adventure of Flyby History.